done, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take an image and resize it in Photoshop so that we can trace on top of it later on in Illustrator. So what I've done is I have an image here of a hand-drawn pattern. Now you will be using your own images of your slopers. I cheated and I kind of stole this one from the internet, but this is just to show you how this is done, okay? So you're going to need to know a couple of these measurements, which are going to be easy to find out, okay, because you have them on hand, right? So I know that this line here is 15 inches, okay? So that's going to be helpful as we move forward, okay? So it's going to be beneficial for you, and you should have all these measurements, obviously, but to know what these measurements are. So I'm going to show you how we resize this image so that we can get it to actual size. So what you need to do is take a photo. You know, you can lay your sloper out on your bed or on the floor or anything like that and take a photo of it. And now open that up in Photoshop. So once you have that, here, I'm actually gonna delete this real quick. Don't worry about that. So once you have that, you open it up in Photoshop and this is what you'll see, okay? So I need to make a copy of this, all right? So I'm going to, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had too many things open at one time. I'm gonna make a copy of this, and the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna click and drag it down to this plus sign and release, and it makes a copy. You can also press Command J, but some people don't like working with shortcuts, so you just click and drag to the Create New Layer button, and it's going to make a copy of it. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to get this onto another artboard. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to New. So this is when you need to make a custom size. I'm going to make mine 30 inches wide by 20 inches high. It kind of depends on what you're working on. If you're working on pants, if you're working on a skirt, you know, but this is a good size for what I'm working on. So 30 inches wide, 20 inches high. And create. So now I need to get this over here, okay? So I'm going to click on my Move tool, which is the very top tool. I'm going to click this and drag it up to the top to where my new artboard is. Keep clicking and dragging, keep dragging, and release it, okay? So now I have pulled this over here. And now that it's here, we can see how small this image actually is. Yours may not be this small. Yours may actually be huge. So this is why we need to figure out how to resize it and get it the actual size. So I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Scale, okay? And I'm just going to click and drag this out. So this image is a little grainy, so it's a little slow. Okay, there we go. Click and drag just a little bit more. And once I think I've got it to where it's supposed to be, I can click on the Move tool. Okay, sorry, hold on. Okay, if it disappears like that, it's still there. You just need to turn the visibility off and on. I don't know why. This image in particular has kind of been doing that, but it hasn't disappeared. Okay, so I have transformed this onto my 20-inch by 30-inch artboard. So now I need to see how long this line is, okay? So remember, I said that this line was 15 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this. So over here on the left, you have some tools, and so normally it's set to this, okay, the rectangle tool. But I want to use the line tool. So I'm going to double click, and over here we've got a bunch of different tools, and I want to come down here to the line tool. So let me show you a nifty little trick here. So if I click and drag, you see this little box shows up, it's telling me how long my line actually is. So I'm going to use that. So if I click, if I want to get it to exactly 12 inches, it's really, because I'm using a trackpad, it's a little bit difficult, but that's okay. You can get it basically right on it, okay? And then now I know that that's a 12-inch line. So let's delete that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to check this line here because we want to make sure that this is 15. So let's go to the top and click on this point and drag down. And we're almost on it. We're so close. Honestly, it's almost right on it. So to me, that is good enough, okay? But what you're going to have to do, that is 15. So again, just click it and drag it. See where, if I write on that line, we're at 15.03, okay? So that's right at 15. Now, yours may be not correct, okay? So say it's still a little off. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We can go, I'll just transform it again. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger just for the sake of argument, okay? All right, and it's slow, but it's going to do it. Okay, so now I've made it a little bit bigger. So let's check that again. I'm going to go to the line tool, click, drag down, and you see now it's at 16. Okay, so I've transformed it and it's too big. So you can just keep rescaling it. I can't believe I hit it right on the first go. But you can kind of keep rescaling it until you get it right. So you may hit it the first time, or you may have to go back and keep resizing it, okay? So let's see, it did that again. Turn it off, turn it back on. I'm going to click and drag. All right, so we've gotten pretty close. We're at 15.6. Let's do it once more. Okay. All right, I'm just doing it just a little bit at a time, okay? So I'm resizing it little by little so that I know it is exactly the right size. Back to the line tool, click on this point, drag it down. We're at 15.5. All right, so let's go to edit, transform, scale. All right, I need to come in a decent amount. All right. I know this is a little bit tedious, but you'll be happy that you did this because that way as you trace on top of it, you will know that everything you're doing is the right size. So let's click, drag. All right, we're getting close. I think one more should do it. Transform, scale. Okay, get my line tool, click on this point, drag it down. All right, we're at 15.091. I think we could get it a little bit smaller. I'm going to do it one more time. I know this is tedious. All right, again, see it disappeared. I'm going to turn it off, turn it back on. Okay. All right, let's check this one more time. All right, so we went a little too small that time, but that's okay. I'm really just trying to show you the process, all right? So I'm just gonna scale it up just a smidge. Don't know why it's doing that. Yours probably won't. drag. All right, there we go. We've got it. We're at 15.078. Okay, so that's pretty much on the money. Okay, that's pretty darn close. So I'm gonna delete that line. I just press delete every time, okay? Because if you don't do that, you're gonna end up with a bunch of lines, and you don't want that. So now I just need to get this squared up on the page. So I'm gonna click on my move tool, click and drag it. Just get it in a nice. See, when you're moving it, you're not scaling it or anything. You're just moving it around, okay? So I'm going to get it nice and evenly placed on my artboard. And now I want to save this, okay? So I'm going to save this as, save on my computer. And I'm going to save this as, let's see, hand-drawn bodice to scale. Save this as a JPEG. You don't have to make it that, that long. Bodice to scale would be better. But this is just telling me, that I know I've scaled this up. I know it's the right size. So I'm gonna press save. Okay, and now I have an image of a pattern that I have created. Okay, that I can work on top of, and I know that all my lines are going to be accurate. So I hope this was helpful. We'll pick it up in the next tutorial. Bye.